Respect. Everyone craves it. Few ever command it. And here's the brutal truth. Most men spend their entire lives talking their way into irrelevance. They plead to be heard. They over-explain. They drown others with words, hoping respect will magically appear. But respect doesn't come from begging. It doesn't come from endless chatter. It comes from presence, from silence, from the unshakable aura of a man who knows who he is and needs no one else to validate it. Look around. Society teaches you to smile more, to apologize faster, to soften every edge. And what's the result? A world of men who are ignored, overlooked, judged, and dismissed. Because weakness leaks from every gesture, every nervous laugh, every unnecessary word. But Stoicism teaches something radical, that true power needs no advertisement. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." The silent weight of your character speaks louder than any speech you could give. This is the lesson. Stop chasing approval. Stop explaining yourself. Stop begging for scraps of validation. Respect is not something you request. It is something you embody. And when you finally stop talking, the world starts listening. Picture this. You walk into a room. Maybe it's the office, maybe it's a family gathering, maybe it's the gym. Two men stand in opposite corners. One talks endlessly, trying to dominate the space with his words. He cracks jokes, explains his ideas, forces his presence through noise. The other man says nothing. He stands tall, shoulders squared, his eyes steady, his movements deliberate. And within minutes, without a single word, the room orbits around him. People watch him, adjust to him, respect him. I learned this lesson the hard way. Years ago, I believed respect came from persuasion, from proving myself in every conversation, from defending every choice. I over-explained. I talked too much. And the more I spoke, the more invisible I became. People smiled politely, but they didn't feel me. My presence dissolved into background noise. But then I noticed something. The people I respected most rarely spoke at all. When they did, their words carried weight. Why? Because their silence already established authority. They didn't need to sell themselves. Their very demeanor did the work. That's when I began practicing restraint. I cut my words in half. I slowed my movements. I embraced silence instead of filling it. And almost instantly things shifted. People leaned in. They noticed. They respected, without me asking. This wasn't about manipulation. It was about self-mastery. By controlling myself, I shaped how the world responded. The less I tried to demand respect, the more naturally it came. Respect isn't about noise. It's about presence. And presence is built in silence, forged in discipline, and felt before a single word leaves your lips. Respect without words is not magic. It is Stoicism in motion. The ancient Stoics understood something most people miss. The loudest man in the room is rarely the strongest. True power is silent, controlled, rooted deep within. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." In other words, stop proving, stop performing, and start embodying. Presence is stronger than persuasion. When you speak too much, justify yourself, or crave validation, you hand your power away. Seneca warned against this weakness when he wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Over-explaining is nothing more than fear. Fear of being misunderstood, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough. A Stoic strips that fear away. He stands in silence, knowing that his worth is not in convincing others, but in mastering himself. Epictetus drove this lesson even deeper. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Respect, then, is not about what others think. It is about what you project through disciplined action. Your posture, your calm, your silence, your restraint, they speak louder than any speech. The man who controls himself radiates a gravity that others instinctively respect. Think of it this way: words are cheap, but presence is expensive. Anyone can talk, few can remain still. Anyone can boast, few can remain silent while still being seen. Silence unsettles people. It forces them to fill the space, to reveal themselves. And when you can remain calm, still, and watchful, you wield an authority that cannot be faked. This is why the Stoics trained themselves to be unmoved by insult, to be unbothered by gossip, to be indifferent to praise. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." In other words, speak only when necessary. Your silence becomes your fortress, your self-command your armor. Respect follows not from chasing it, but from embodying it. The Stoic man doesn't demand respect. He lives in such a way that it becomes the only response possible. So the question is not, how do I make others respect me? The real question is, how do I command myself so completely that respect becomes the inevitable consequence? The answer lies in silence, in discipline, in the art of being instead of proving. Stop begging for respect. Stop performing for applause. Stop trying to win people with empty words. Respect is not requested, it is commanded. And here's how you do it, the Stoic way. 1. Master silence as a weapon. Most people are terrified of silence. They rush to fill it with nervous chatter, jokes, excuses, explanations. Don't. Hold the silence. Let them squirm. Let them reveal themselves. When you speak, make it deliberate, controlled, stripped of fluff. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Speak less, listen more, and watch how the room bends toward you." 2. Control your body language. Before you say a word, your posture has already spoken. Shoulders back, spine straight, eyes steady. This is nonverbal power. Never fidget, never fold into yourself, never shrink. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your thoughts are calm and disciplined, your body will reflect it. Walk as if you belong anywhere. That quiet confidence commands attention. 3. Detach from reactions. Nothing weakens a man more than visible irritation, defensiveness, or desperation. If someone mocks you, don't flinch. If someone praises you, don't melt. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." Freedom means being free from the leash of other people's opinions. The man who cannot be baited, who cannot be manipulated, is untouchable. Respect flows to him naturally because others sense they cannot control him. 4. Ruthlessly enforce boundaries. A Stoic man doesn't announce his boundaries. He enforces them with quiet certainty. If someone disrespects your time, you end the conversation. If someone crosses the line, you step back and withdraw your presence. No shouting, no over-explaining, just decisive action. Epictetus taught, "Decide at once to live by principle and stick to it as if it were law." Your boundaries are law. Show others that access to you is earned, not given freely. 5. Live as proof, not talk. Respect is not built by telling people who you are. It's built by showing them, consistently, without explanation. Do the work. Build the body. Master your craft. Execute on your word. When others see discipline in motion, they respect it, even if they never admit it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." The Stoic path is this. Embody greatness so completely that words become unnecessary. Respect without words is not a trick. It's a byproduct of discipline, silence, presence, and boundaries. When you master these 5 tactics, you'll notice something powerful. People lean in. They listen closer. They measure their words around you. Why? Because you no longer seek respect. You radiate it. Respect is not given. Respect is not spoken into existence. Respect is forged, silently, ruthlessly, through discipline, boundaries, and presence. The man who no longer begs to be seen is the man others cannot look away from. The man who no longer explains himself is the one people lean in to understand. You've seen how the Stoics lived. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, commanding without theatrics. Seneca, holding his composure in the face of exile and death. Epictetus, once a slave, proving that dignity doesn't come from titles, It comes from the way you carry yourself. They never pleaded for respect, they embodied it. Now the challenge is yours. Every room you walk into, every conversation you face, every judgment cast against you. Will you shrink? Or will you stand? Will you react like the masses, loud, fragile, easily swayed? Or will you rise like the few, calm, untouchable, sovereign? This is your call to action. Stop explaining. Stop begging. Stop lowering your value to be liked. From today forward, command respect without saying a word. And if this message lit a fire in you, then it's time to carry it forward. Like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to Timeless Stoic Mind. Because this is not entertainment, it's a brotherhood, a citadel for men and women who refuse to live small. Join us, step inside, and let the world see what it looks like when a human being finally lives by principle, not performance. Respect is already yours. Claim it.